Namaste, this is Mahesh in the Gentleman and Rose Club. This is Greg. He's going to have a haircut and a beard trim. So Greg, you want a zero on the sides and back?
Yeah, bold fade.
Bold fade with the foils?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So we're just going to come straight in. Bare clippers, and just line it all out where I'm going to be. Greg, I'm going to follow it round to the shape of the head rather than taking it all up too high at the back. It just makes it look it grows out nicer. Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect. Cheers, man.
So we just mark it out. I'm coming in at an angle for the beard as well because I can see this has already happened here. You can see this is shorter than this section. So I'm just going to follow the previous line. How long ago was it you had a haircut, Greg?
Probably about three or 4 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah. So that's good because it's like, for the barber, he can sort of see the last line. So, when you want continuity from your barber, which is a good tip from like this, you can see from like the fact that Greg's come in regularly, I can follow the last line of the haircut. I can see exactly where the shape's been from before. I saw the line on the beard. It makes life for him and for me a lot easier. So if you're not a regular at your barber shop and you're coming in every 8 weeks and expecting the barber to repeat exactly what you had done 8 weeks before, it's not going to happen. It's completely grown out. So the top tip is give your barber lots of money. Is that right, Greg?
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're just going in with a 1. And I'm just going to soften up this line a little bit before we go in with the foils and then just replacing the 1 with a half guard, so a 0.5, just softening up that line, just going in with a heel of it here, brushing it out with the comb. Going in at different angles so as to not really just create more lines really. So if we're going at an angle, going with a heel of it, we're not just pushing one line up against another. Just sharpening up the line just before we go in with the foils. Go over with the detailers. So the detailers take off that little bit more hair, so when we come over with the foils, it's less friction on the skin. Just makes it a more comfortable ride for Greg. So it's all about comfort, mate. Looking after the customer. So we're just talking up the sides. Some people don't do this, but I like to do it. Again, it just stops the friction from the foils because they can be a little bit aggressive on the skin. How do they feel, mate?
Smooth, comfortable.
Comfortable?
Yeah.
Good.
It's like a Bentley.
Nice.
Nice smooth ride, that.
Nice. So you're a handsome guy, Greg. You're probably going to find that on the comments when this goes out on YouTube. So we'll put your phone number underneath in the comment section below. So what I like to do with the foils is a lot of people will just bring the foils right up really high, but I like to actually have that graduation, so it's more tapered at the bottom through here, so it's still lower, so it's still part of the haircut, still keep retaining that shape. Get my little brush and just pushing it up so I can see what's going on, see the shape that's being built up. So Greg, we got a little bit of weight through the side, so I'm just going to take that out and square it off a little bit. All right. And then with the actual length of your hair, I'm not going to take too much off. I'm just going to probably just tidy the ends so you're not splitting or anything like that. You know, it's just like to keep it healthy. You know. Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
So I'm just holding the comb flush against the head, just to get that little bit of weight away from here. Just go over the corner, just taking a little bits off that, soften the line. Okay, mate, beard. So, a little bit off the lip?
Yeah, a little bit off the lip. Tape it in to a point, and then just sort of kind of like the weight taken out
Underneath?
Underneath.
Are you growing it?
Yeah, I want to grow it a little bit.
So what I'm going to say, if you're growing the beard out, don't have too much of this under here cut too much, because what happens is you'll grow this front section and then it will feel really wispy. You should have like a long front section, and then you have nothing to back it up with underneath. So I'll tidy it under here because it is a little bit out of sync, but it needs just a little bit of TLC and being sort of careful with it. Yeah? All right. So before, I used to be able to cut your moustache this side and then lean across and cut it without being knocked out by Carlos's camera, but he's changed his camera now and it's bigger, and he just tries to knock me out with it every time. Okay, so we're gonna go in with a 2. What was that for? Just make it less interesting. So we're gonna go in with a 2. So he's growing it out. I've cut this in here. We've got the shape going on here. I'm going to tidy this underneath here. But this is the taper area. So what I'd like to do is bottom of the earlobe here. This triangle section here is what we're going to taper. So from the bottom of the earlobe, I'm going to come in with my 2. And instantly just gives that little bit of a blend. Just takes that weight out of here. And you can see from the front it just comes in a bit more graduated. And we'll start with a 2 because the 2 is fairly long. So we can always go back in with a 1 through here and taper it in a bit more. So we're just taking that underneath section that is curling up and around, but so it's still parallel with the front of the beard. So I'm not cutting up and in, still retaining the length of the actual beard, just anything that is dropping below the front section. So it won't look shorter, but it will feel better. It won't necessarily look shorter from the front. When he comes to do it himself, when Greg sort of shampoos it himself and sort of drying it through, it will feel like there's a lot less to it to deal with. Okay, so we're still sort of keeping that sort of slightly pointed effect. Because you've got quite a strong jawline, so actually that complements that. If you've got a good strong jaw, that when it comes down into a bit of a point, it actually complements that quite well. So I'm just going to taper the very top just so it's a little bit more tapered in, blended in. Is that okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to go in with a 0.5, so 1 with an open guard. And then closing the guard. Just finishing off that taper. So I'm not cutting any further than the actual just natural hairline. Only going to the point where like Greg's natural hairline is. I'm not cutting any further up into it because Greg's growing his beard, so you know, we're being really sort of sympathetic about the fact that he wants to keep that growth coming down. Okay. Just going to use a little bit of the styling balm, and we're going to put this a little bit in the hair and a little bit in the beard, alright? So you only need a really small amount, it goes a long way. So just a little bit on my fingers, work it into the hands.
Excited to be your first barber event, Isaac?
I am, mate.
Oh yeah! What's your first barber event? First barber connect as well?
Is that right? So you got like a nice shape to it.
No one else participated.
Yeah, sort of, you got it to the head shape as well, so it's sort of a soft blend into it. Alright?
Happy? Very happy, yeah.
Beardbrand is a premium men's grooming company with products not only for your beard, but also your hair and body. Do yourself a favor and head over to beardbrand.com and take care of yourself. Or you can stick around and watch a few more of our awesome videos.